Hello again at Matuls channel. Reenactor season 2020 is just ahead, and as always in that time we receive a lot of questions about our tents, about fabrics that we use for our tents. You often also ask what fabric should I choose, what fabric is the best, and that's why I decided to make this short video for you. I will tell about all available fabrics in our offer and about different fabrics that are generally available at the market. In Matuls we use at the moment 4 basic fabrics to make tents. First, there's a cotton in plain and impregnated version. Impregnation means that this fabric is water resistant and resistant for rotting and for fungus. As you can see, they are a bit different. Plain cotton have its natural color. It's not snow white, but it's more like a cream. Generally, this fabric is not recommended for regions, European regions like Poland, Germany, France, etc. It's suitable rather for countries with warm climate, because this fabric will not stand in hard rain and it can get fungus quite fast, because it's 100% cotton and there is no impregnation here, so you can't expect really much. Its advantage is that it's cheap. Next one is cotton that is impregnated against water and rotting and fungus, as I said. The color is a bit different. This fabric is also a bit more stiff, and thanks to the modern chemicals that is soaked with, it will hold, it will resist for any rain practically. It will hold really heavy rains, so you can be safe with that kind of fabric about any leaks, stuff like this. Now, linens. Generally in Matuls we use at this moment 3 types of linen. It's, as in cotton, it's a plain linen, impregnated linen, but impregnation also can be done in 2 different ways. So we have impregnated by soaking the fabric, and impregnation made by coating the fabric with a special layer. Now from the start, plain linen. It's excellent fabric. In fact, linen doesn't have to be impregnated to be waterproof, because when the linen gets wet, the fabrics inside the thread inside the fabric absorbs the water, and it makes bigger, and it tightens itself. It tightens the whole piece of fabric. So generally, if you don't touch the linen from inside, you won't get any leaks. Personally, I use my tents made in plain linen, and I can't say that I had any leaks in my own tent. The disadvantages of the linen fabrics is that well, this fabric is much more expensive than cotton, and the plain linen will get will get dry a bit longer than impregnated one, because it absorbs water, so it will be very heavy and it will need much more time to get this water out of itself. Now, the impregnated linen made by soaking the fabric. You can't really judge difference by looking at it. By experience, I can feel a bit difference, but when I touch this fabric. In fact, that one is a bit more stiff, that one is a bit softer, but it's all because the chemistry inside, and it's because that it was soaked with that chemical substances. This fabric is water repellent, so it means that the water won't penetrate it. At start, you will see drops and water changing in small balls on the surface of fabric, and it will go smooth down the tent. Advantages: it doesn't absorb water, so it will be dry. It will be easier to strike the tent after the event, and it will get dry faster. Now, in the past, we used a lot of linen fabric that is coated. We decided to change it, but it's still available in our offer. Why I decided to change it? Because in my opinion, this fabric looks a bit not natural, not historically correct, because it's a bit shiny because of the layer that coats the fabric. The difference, I will throw it away maybe. Now there is also another difference. This fabric is in fact a bit sticky. I will try that maybe you can hear it. I hope you could hear it. And this, because of the layer coated that linen piece, the fabric is a bit sticky, as I said, and it also looks a bit shiny in sun, a bit like a plastic. Yeah. So I decided that we will change to this kind of impregnation because of the historical look reason. Now, this fabric is much more stiffer even than this one, and sometimes our customers received a tent that is made of this fabric and said, whoa, what the hell, I ordered impregnated one and I got standard one. No, that's not true. We won't mix those fabrics and we won't cheat anyone. I know that some customers are used to this kind of impregnation, but as I said, we decided to switch to this one. Please remember that this is also still available. There is no different price for that kind of impregnation. We don't do it here. It's professional impregnated in factories. So we can get this fabric if you want, or this fabric if you want. This fabric, tent made of this one, is also a bit easier in transport because it's not so stiff. And this, it's also almost like a sheet of steel, yeah. So it's really durable. But I also get a lot of feedback that this fabric is really great and durable, and probably that's why many people choose it. Okay, I ran out of table, so now I will reorganize a bit here, and I will be back in a second. I'm back. Okay. As you can see, we have totally different fabrics right now on the table. Starting from this one. This year we decided to put into our offer also a fabric called fustaine, that in fact is 50% of linen and 50% of cotton. Why? Because generally this fabric is very historically correct for a lot of periods, even starting from Viking era. It's a mixture of cotton and linen. It has quite good price, so the tents can be made in economical price, and it has good properties. Yeah, I forgot the word. It has good properties as for tents canvas. It's not impregnated, but still it holds water very good. If you want to be sure that it won't get fungus quite fast, you would still need to impregnate it with some modern chemistry. But as I said, it's on its own, it's waterproof. Now, sometimes we get inquiries about white linen. Yes, it is available in our offer, but still this fabric is also not impregnated one, and therefore it should be impregnated. It's not so waterproof like this one, so I don't recommend using this kind of fabric without any impregnation. When people are asking us about white linens for tents, they said, "Oh, we need white linen because tents on medieval paintings were white." Well, it's not so it's not so easy to interpret medieval paintings. So, but that's a totally different story. I think we will write a blog or make another episode about colors of natural or should be white or should be natural linen, etc. Now, what I forgot to tell you is about the weight of each fabric. Now, the first cotton that you saw has 300 grams per square meter. The impregnated one has 360 grams per square meter. Plain linen has 540 grams per square meter. Impregnated one has 600 grams per square meter. Now, the fustian has, as I remember, 400 or 450, I think 400 grams per square meter. That white linen has 450. And now we are getting to wool. Yes, because from this season, we will be also offering woolen tents. It might be a surprise for some of you, but yes, tents were made of wool, and in fact the surviving pieces that we have, or generally not we, but archaeologists and museums, have woolen pieces of tents. In fact, the surviving pieces were only found in wool, or for early Middle Ages. I'm saying for early Middle Ages were found in wool and leather. As we know, the leather tents were widely used by Roman legions, and the leather tent is also in our offer. Now, going back to the wool. So, from this season, we will be also offering wool. It will be also available in our shop to buy on meters. Now, we already made one from wool that met our standards, so it doesn't absorb water. It already gets dusty because we wait for good weather to pitch the tent and made some nice pictures, but we are not lucky with this in this winter. If there would be snow or frost, we could do it, but not in such a wet conditions. I don't want to already destroy the prototype tent that I will probably sell or make some contest on our fan page and present it as a gift for you. Now, the woolen fabric will also be covered with, well, maybe not covered, it won't be coated, so you can't really judge from a different roll of wool, but it will be also treated with some chemicals to make it waterproof. It will be available, I think, in colors like this, very dark gray and brown, because generally in Middle Ages you would be able to get such a color for tents, and it's also practical. It doesn't get dirty so fast as white one. So really, if you I don't recommend white tents because they are getting dirty very fast, and especially not such a snow white like this one. This one not so bad, but the snow white tent is really a pain in your ass, trust me. Now I can't tell you now the prices for the woolen tent, but in fact it will be something like I think the price level will be a bit like a linen tent. The grammage of the weight of the fabric is about 560 grams per square meter. Very soon we will have delivery of that fabric, and as I said, we'll start to putting the tents into our offer, and also the fabric in our offer. So if you want to make the tent on your own out of the woolen fabric, you are welcome to buy such a fabric at our shop. Well, that's all. I think in next episode I will tell you about impregnating the tent on your own, on protecting the seams, because generally even when the fabric is impregnated, there can be a little problems with seams. Well, we use hydrophobic threads, we use impregnated linen, but water works in mystery way, and sometimes, not always, we use also the smallest possible needles in our sewing machines to make the smallest possible hole in the fabric, but sometimes the water gets its way anyway. But there is a very easy way to solve this problem. Also, if you have problems with your old tent from different suppliers, or with tents that were made earlier, it will be also a good hint for you. So in the future episode I will give you some good advices how to avoid that problems. Okay, that's all for now. See you next time.